At narito naman ang mainit na balita mula sa mundo ng politika. Ang Korte Suprema ay nagsimula ng kumilos upang isakatuparan ng impeachment case na isinampa ni Vice President Sara Duterte laban kay President Kuting ng Norte Jr. Isang malaking hakbang para sa ating sistemang panghukuman at demokrasya. Ngayon nga ay formal nang inaksyonan ng Korte Suprema ang impeachment case na isinampa ni Vice President Sara Duterte laban kay President Kuting ng Norte Jr. Sa isang press briefing, inihayag ng mga opisyal ng Korte Suprema na magsasagawa sila ng masusing pagdinig kaugnay ng mga aligasyon ng hindi tamang pamamahala at posibleng paglabag sa Constitution ng bansa. Ayon sa mga abogado ng Vice Presidente, layunin ng impeachment na tiyakin ang pananagutan ng Pangulo sa mga isyong kinakasangkutan ng administrasyon. Kabilang ang mga controversial na desisyon at mga hakbang na nagdulot ng malaking epekto sa mamamayan. Inihain ang kaso ng Vice Presidente ilang linggo matapos maghait ng mga reklamo mula sa iba't ibang sektor ng lipunan ukol sa mga hakbang ng administrasyon ni Marcos. Samantala, sa panig ng Malacanang, itinanggi ng mga abogado ni Pangulong Marcos ang mga paratang labang sa kanya at ipinahayag na wala silang nakikitang basihan para sa impeachment. Ayon sa kanila, ang mga aligasyon ay walang sapat na ebidensya at isang hakbang na may kinalaman lamang sa politikal na laro. Sinabi rin nila na ang administrasyon ay patuloy na magtatrabaho para sa kapakanakan ng mga mamamayan at ng buong bansa. Sa kabila nito, nagpahayag ng suporta ang ilang mga sektor sa hakbang na ito ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Naniniwala silang dapat may pananagutan ng mga lider ng bansa sa kanilang mga aksyon. Inaasahan na magiging isang mahaba at masalimuot na proseso ang impeachment case na ito at nakatutok ang buong bansa sa magiging desisyon ng Korte Suprema sa mga susunod na linggo. At heto nga mga balitang ating pagkakatutukan at kung bago ka pa lamang sa aking channel ay huwag kakalimutang mag-like, share and subscribe para updated ka sa aming mga bagong balita dito sa Tatak Pinas.
And raised, we know what our people went through during Karina. But I just have a very brief question. When I went around the day after the typhoon, and I went to my barangay where I was born, which is Potrero in Malabon, Mayor Sandoval was there and mentioned that the navigational valve in Navotas, was not working, and it is under the supervision of the MMDA, and it's been out of service for a while, and it needed hundreds of millions to be upgraded, rehabilitated, and of course procurement takes time. I want to know if that is part of the reason why, first, there was a storm, second, it's high tide, third, the navigational valve was not working, and that is what would bring in the water from Manila Bay if it's high tide. So I'd like to know if that is part of the reason why Kamanava was easily flooded.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, our esteemed colleague. I think your information is as good as mine. I rely also on the news, Mr. President, that indeed may sira, hindi gumagana, etc. At to add to add salt to the wounds, Mr. President, yung pong narinig natin kaninang umaga sa ating Senate President sa kanyang text message sa bawat isa sa atin, yung pong hindi ko po alam kung parte po yan na sinasabi na hindi daw po gumagana yung pumping station at dahil hindi daw po naka-switch on at ang binigay po sa kanyang rason ay wala pong gasolina at black daw po with trash. The only thing I can mention right now, Mr. President, distinguished colleague, is that when I see this afternoon, the National Expenditure Program, finally, meron na pong ginagawang feasibility study. There was a 15 million allocated funds feasibility study for National Capital Region. So I suppose that would be part of it, Mr. President, distinguished colleague.
MMDA.
This is under DPWH, Madam Mr.
Yes,
President.
thank you for that information. That's very quick. However, I am told that the navigational valve is under the supervision of the Metro Manila Development Authority. So perhaps we could find out again, ang Metro Manila ano ba? Sino ba ho ang in charge nino? At ano ba ang DPWH? How do they... Yes, because every time there's a budget season, they always pass the buck, and probably during the time of the majority leader, when he was MMDA chair, he must have been in charge of it, but sometimes the taskings and the jurisdictions change. Another question,
If I may
the
answer
gentleman.
right away your previous question, Mr. President. And again, I'm just relying on information that was given to me, Mr. President. The navigation gate was damaged after a barge forcefully entered the channel from the sea going to the shipyard in Navotas. And this happened actually in June 7, 2024. So this was before the onslaught of Typhoon
So
Karina.
it's not. Yes, you're correct. It happened quite recently, and I'm not sure if it's correct. It needs hundreds of millions
Yes.
to repair, and because it's in the middle of the year and it's not a line item, it would take time, and that means if a navigational gate or valve, whatever it's called, is destroyed, then something is not working, and therefore the floods will happen. And that explains it. So
Yes.
my question, which perhaps a good gentleman need not answer, is what do we do when something so major breaks down because of an accident, a barge? How do we actually fix it in the middle of the year when there's no provision for parts or for repair of these expenses?
Mr. President, to answer bluntly, number one, common sense. Kasi turn on lang daw, hindi daw na-switch on yung sinasabi sa ating Senate President. Number two, look at what's happening behind us, Mr. President. Easily, you can find out bakit nahihirapan lumabas yung tubig. Puro buhangin na yung nasa harap natin, Mr. President. Number three, which we have been talking about for so many years, and I sound like a broken record, Mr. President, master plan. We have been hearing about master plan, Mr. President. Kasi kung gagamitin po natin, for example, Mr. President, gagalawin natin yung isang barangay, inayos natin. Yung kabila na po yung pupunta yung baha. Pag inayos natin yung buong town, sa susunod na taon po sasama. Pag inayos po natin yung buong probinsya, for example, ng Bulacan, tatamaan naman po yung Pampanga. And that's why we have been calling for a master plan, Mr. President. In fact, Mr. President, last year, we were told, for example, just in this particular case, the one in Central Luzon, yung binabanggit po kanina ni Secretary Bonoan, it's a 60-kilometer floodway. And he said, and I quote, the project might start this year, Mr. President. And yet, it's still a feasibility study. In fact, if you look at the NEP, wala pa rin po doon sa feasibility study yung supposed to be gagawin. Kaya ako, litong-lito na rin po. And again, I wish to hear what DPWH would say. And I am very eager to find out ano ba talaga yung bagong sagot sa atin ngayon. Ang sagot po kasi, Mr. President, kayo ho bilang eksperto at kinikilala sa apat na sulok ng daigdig when it comes to the issue of on climate change, Mr. President. Senator Ligarda can attest na panahon pa ni Limahong pinag-uusapan na yung climate change. Tapos ngayon sasabihin, climate change kasi Kasi malakas ang ulan Kasi mas maraming ulan na dala itong bagyong Karina kaysa sa Ondoy. Hindi po talaga katanggap-tanggap. Thank you, Mr. President.
Maraming salamat dyan. Ngayon na binanggit nyo yan, babanggitin ko lang ito. Alam po natin na itong bahang ito ay dulot din ng mga basura, bote, lata, plastic na nasa mga daluyan ng tubig sa mga drainage, esteros at kanal. Yung hindi pagpapatupad ng Ecological Solid Waste Management Act. So, we're not even talking about equipment. We're not talking about budgets for maintenance. We're talking about sheer and mere compliance with a more than 23-year-old law. So ang tanong ko po, MMDA, nandito yung majority leader, dating head ng MMDA. Yan, tayo mga apekto rin sa flood, Bulacan at Kamanava. Ilang araw sa isang linggo, linilinis ang mga drainage at kanal. At yung mga repair sa kalsada, hindi ba merong mga semento at mga buhangin na pupunta sa mga drainage at maaring yung mga semento naninigas. So it really makes the holes and the crevices in the drainages smaller. So I asked this question not expecting an answer, but maybe a rhetorical question, which I will ask during the budget hearings. How often do the agencies of government and the LGUs, and is it both MMDA and DPWH or only MMDA, should clear and clean all waterways, esteros, canals, and drainages? How often do they do it? Can they kindly give us a report? But if the former majority leader or gentleman from Bulacan would answer me, I would be so happy to have an answer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wish I could answer the question, Mr. President, but I also have a question with regard to the mandamus ruling of the Supreme Court. There was a Supreme Court ruling asking the 13 agencies of the government, Mr. President, to comply, Mr. President, with the ruling na i-clean up, rehabilitate, maging fit for swimming ang Manila Bay. Since then, Mr. President, ang tanging nakita ko na proyekto ay yung Dolomite Beach. I don't know. Including river system.
You're correct.
Eh yun nga sabi, para to be fit for swimming, yun po nakalagay. Fit for swimming, paano ka magsuswimming ho dyan? Eh buhanginan po.
Tama po kayo. So, ang ating the unanswered questions, Mr. President, would be first, how often, or did they do it at all, clean the drainage, esteros, canals, and waterways? And second, who is responsible, MMDA and or DPWH, and whichever? And third, the maintenance of both pumping stations and navigational gate, valves, all of that. And fourth, the compliance of LGUs to the cleanup of river systems leading to Manila Bay. And fifth, the compliance of government agencies to the Supreme Court mandamus on Manila Bay. All of these questions we cannot answer now, but we hope that the agencies will be ready with the answers during the time of our budget hearing.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Just to put in the records, Mr. President, MMDA, DENR, DepEd, DOH, DA, DPWH, DBM, PCG, PNP, Maritime Group, DILG, MWSS, LUA, PPA. They were asked by the Supreme Court to give us a report, to make a report every quarter, Mr. President. So I wonder what happened to that report and what happened to our Manila Sands. Thank you, Mr. President.
I see Senator Cynthia Villar raising her hand.
I just want to manifest how that mandamus of Manila Bay helped our city of Las Piñas. Since I read that mandamus of Manila Bay, and that's giving 13 government agencies to help us clean Manila Bay. Of course, when you want to clean Manila Bay, you clean the river going to Manila Bay. So there was a time that there are 300 squatter in our legislated protected area. I called MMDA to remove them, and they removed because that is part of the mandamus of Manila Bay. And at the same time, I asked MMDA, DNR, and DPWH to give me personnel that will clean our river daily. And they gave me more than 100 personnel to clean our river. So there is one cleaner for every kilometer of our river, in the river and in the river drive that is passing through the river. So actually, if you call on them because of the mandamus on Manila Bay, they will help you. Thank you.
Mr. President.
Senator Ligarda.
Mr. President.
Yes, Mr. President, and also our Majority Leader. Hihirit lang po ako, nabanggit yung master plan, and I have the admission of the design group in the DPWH that in fact, maraming lugar, ma'am, ang walang study in terms of long-term planning na study. Pira-piraso. Kaya yung flood control na napupundahan, hindi aligned sa anumang overall flood control program. Ang nangyayari, kung saan lang gusto ilagay yung pondo, doon maglalagay ng kung ano-anong flood control structures, wala kahit anumang basis sa engineering or sa design. Alam naman natin na may konsiderasyon na pinag-uusapan. Nung bago kaming mga congressman, marami rito kasamahan ko na first termer noon, noong 1998, kailan ba tayo nag-umpisa? 19 kopong-kopo. Nagugulat po kami kung bakit limpak-limpak na salapi ang binibigay sa flood control, walang anuman water body, river system o baybay sa tabi. At ang sabi sa amin, hoy mga bata, huwag kayong maingay, hindi sumisisid ang COA. Malapit na ang eleksyon. I-flood control mo na lahat ng perang yan. And hindi ako nagtuturo, hindi ako nagmamalinis, pero alam po natin kung anong ibig sabihin ng consideration. At nakakabahala dahil unang-una walang master plan, nakakagulat naman yon. At malalaking rivers, malalaking baybay, malalaking waterways at lawa, walang kaplano-plano, kaya nakakanerbiyos. Tapos yung popondohan pa, yung may konsiderasyon. Yun lang po.
Senator,
Last to deliver his manifestation.
Senator Binay.
Hindi. Sir Chair, just to share, kasi napag-usapan ho yung master plan. Noong 2013 po, after nung Ondoy, nagkaroon ho tayo ng flood management master plan for the Greater Metro Manila area. So siguro maganda hong tingnan, Mr. President, kung ano na hong nangyari dito sa master plan na nagawa noong 2013. Maraming salamat po.
Majority Leader.
Mr. President, last to deliver a manifestation is Senator Revilla. But then, Mr. President, the former mayor of San Juan would also like to deliver a manifestation, Mr. President.
Who's first? Senator De La Rosa.
Senator, the good one.
Yes, Mr. President, just like to make a manifestation, nabanggit kanina ni Senator Joel Villanueva, totoo po yun. Nakakalungkot na nakikita po natin. It seems that in our flood control projects, we have almost 300 billion a year. That's 1 billion a day. Pero nakakalungkot na yung pong mga high impact projects that would really mitigate flooding problems in Bulacan, Central Luzon, Pampanga, and Metro Manila, mukhang hindi po nangyayari. Sa halip ng mga major floodways, dikes, water impounding systems, ang ginagawa, mukhang ito po ay pinagpipira-piraso, pinaghahati-hatian. Mr. President, you would notice also from the air, makikita niyo po, halos lahat na po ng ilog, no? Yung mga slope nila ay simentado na po kahit walang community. Hilig po ang slope protection ng mga proyekto, drainage improvement. But what we need really for us to be able to mitigate and lessen this flood are high impact projects like floodways, mega dikes, and water impounding. Just like to cite also an example that during my time as mayor and congressman, during the incumbency of our majority leader, as MMDA chair, dahil po ang MMDA in charge sa flood control projects sa Metro Manila, doon po sa San Juan, alam po ng presiding officer, meron tayong mga 5 barangay na binabaha that are located by the river. Pero kung talagang mag-iisip kayo kung paano ito susolusyonan, nagawa po natin na parang we were able to put up pumping stations in Balumbato, Salapan, Rivera, and Progreso. No, sa tulong po ni then Chairman Francis Tolentino, na wala po dati 15 to 20 feet ang baha doon at hindi nawawala, pero natanggal po. But this time around, siguro going doon sa mga problema na binanggit mo ni Senator Joel, yung pong huling pumping station, Mr. President, sana po sa San Perfecto na ngayon nalubog ang daming nasayang na ari-arian. Inarang po, inirata po. Sa halip na pumping station, ginawang slope protection, drainage improvement na naman, at pinaghati-hatian na naman. Kung ito po ay nangyayari dito sa Metro Manila, much more in the provinces, Mr. President. Kaya yan po siguro ang nilalarawan kung bakit hindi masolusyonan ang ating pagbabaha sa Central Luzon, particularly Pampanga and Bulacan, na sa halip na high-impact projects like floodways, dikes, and water impounding projects ay nahahati-hati to slope protection, Walang katapusan drainage improvement na paulit-ulit at dredging na hindi mo naman mabilang. Yun lang po, Mr. President. Thank you.
So, ang ibig niyo po sabihin, na nung chairman po si Senator Tolentino ng MMDA, wala pong baha sa Metro Manila.
Meron naman po, pero sa tulong niya, nabigyan ho tayo ng pumping station sa Barangay Balongbato, Rivera, Salapan. Actually, Mr. President, ginaya po lang natin ito doon sa Navotas because Navotas is below sea level, but they were able to remove the flooding. 70% po ng Navotas lagi lubog nung paglalagay ng bombastic pumping station at ginaya po natin. I'd like to thank the chairman, Francis Tolentino, no, na tinulungan po niya tayo na wala po yung baha sa San Juan. Kaya siguro dapat ibalik na rin si Francis Tolentino sa MMDA. Hindi, biro lang po. Biro lang po, pero maraming salamat.
I appreciate